Hello, everyone. We are already in a match. We were trying to get things a little set up, get our cameras ready and stuff. But Ian Prue, co-founder, CEO, did not want to wait around, and I respect that. He said, "I want to run games," so that's what we're doing. My name is Jesse Griffin.
I got 3 hours to grind.
That's true. That's true. I'm Jesse Griffin, Live Ops Product Coordinator, and again, Ian Prue is our co-founder, CEO, and we of course are with Matthew Chatsanov as well, Product Manager. And he will be joining us after this game since, again, Ian, he didn't want to wait. So here we are.
Man, throwing me under the bus.
He knows I'm bad. He didn't want to play with me.
Maybe that's the secret, yeah. Well, guys, we're going to be playing a few games here. It's the people who do the things. That is us. We're going to play a few games, just say hello, get ready to raid an MVP streamer on our MVP program at the end of this. So we're just going to have some fun. We're going to play some games. And so throw any questions you have in the chat, of course. Our blog does go into a lot of that, as do our videos and such, of course. But we're happy to answer anything we can. Starting off with Penguin031. Any plans for new items or guns for the re-release? Ian, I'll go ahead and give you that one.
We're getting straight into it, man. I'm like locked in. What was the question? Can you repeat it?
Yeah, of course. Any new plans for new items or new weapons?
So yes on new weapons. And in terms of new items, the only thing we've really said, we're playtesting with it. So we have thought about doing an EMP grenade. We've seen some requests for bringing back the EMP grenade. And kind of what we're thinking, because we do like the way that portals override just by spawning it. It's just much simpler. But we were thinking about doing an EMP grenade where you can disable the entire wall temporarily. So we're going to test that internally. It's still being worked on. If it feels good and not annoying, then we'll probably test it in one of these playtests. So maybe. And then in terms of guns, we got a few that we're working on right now that we're still playtesting. And typically the way we do these things is like, we want to test it enough internally that we feel good about it. And then when we feel like, okay, this is good, it's a good work in progress, then we'll show it to the community for these play tests to get feedback. So that's kind of where we're at with a lot of the changes today. But yes, lots of good stuff being worked on that we will tell you about soon.
Yeah, we're super excited. Super excited. Are these beta servers? These are, yeah. We're on a separate branch for the playtest. I guess you could say they're playtest servers rather than beta servers, but yes.
Yeah. But it's open, so as long it's only on Steam, unfortunately. But if you are on Steam, you can go play right now. No code or access or anything. It's free. I think we've posted. Maybe we can post instructions again. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, the instructions are pinned toward Twitter. Oh, Cal, okay. Cal's also here. I wasn't sure if you were like silent or not from the shadows. So cool. When is there a no portal mode returning so I can scream it from the rooftops? I love the enthusiasm on that. We've talked a bit about no portal mode. We see the requests for it. Ian or Matthew, I don't know if you guys want to go extremely in depth there, but it will certainly be returning. As for more details, I'll let you guys handle that if we want to go more in depth.
Yeah, I can take that, but I think our plan is to like rotate it back in pretty soon, probably in the next few weeks, if not sooner. And then depending on popularity, that'll sort of determine like, is this something that's a temporary thing we rotate in, or is it something more than that? If there's demand, obviously we'll make it playable, and if it's kind of niche, then we do have to balance queue times. You know, like we'd like to have every single combination of every mode possible, right? But that's just not practical with queue times and everything.
Nice shot, dude.
Ooh.
Yeah, so essentially, always looking for feedback. We're happy to oblige wherever we can. Chat, I would love for you guys to make a loadout for me. If you guys are unfamiliar with what this playtest involves, we've gotten rid of factions for the playtest, so we can now essentially mix and match weapons. Gosh, where's our heart? Definitely weapons, if you weren't noticing that. Weapons, attachments, pistols,
Perks, equipment.
perks. Thank
Yeah.
you. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say the words. I'm locked in, I
Chat,
guess.
give Jesse the worst loadout. He needs to be nerfed.
That's what I was expecting, for sure.
Well,
Give him
actually,
a pistol with no attachments.
I was going to say it would be worth showcasing the changes at some point to the Meridian shotgun. That one has gone through a pretty big changes. It's now a much faster charge, kind of like the Borealis, but it's 2 shots to kill instead of 1 shot.
Yeah, it's definitely a big change. Maybe I'll start off with that gun next game, and then we will swap primaries to whatever else we're wanting. You can match up the different equipment now.
GG.
Yes. GG. Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull up the locker here for you guys. Or rather, the weapons, I suppose. So right now, as you can see, we have progressions, loadouts, customization. Beautiful images here that are definitely not bugged. But we have a lot of stuff coming, which will be really fun.
Oh, do we want to get Matt in here?
Yes. Yeah, we should do that.
All right.
You guys might play another without me. I'm still having some tech issues on my end.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Will the game support native gyro? Is that gyro or gyro aiming for PlayStation and Switch controllers? I know we've discussed gyro aiming to some degree, but I don't ever know where we landed on that.
I think, yeah, it's on our like backlog of things to do. I think right now we're more focused on like reworking the overall direction. Like, this is sort of step 1 of like, all right, we did this big overhaul of removing factions. That impacts the entirety of the game. And so I think certain things like gyro aiming, I don't know, but we'd love to get to it. We will definitely get to it at some point. It's just kind of like a matter of priorities, right? Like step 1, let's get this direction figured out, which is much more of a return to the roots. That impacts every type of player. And then step 2, as we figure this out, get more feedback, solidify this, that's when we can start working on things like that, which we absolutely want to do. But just a matter of priorities and when.
You hope this game has a good comeback story? You and I both. Actually, Ian, you just posted a little while ago in our Discord that sort of same sentiment as we're shutting down, or rather sunsetting Splitgate 1. You talked a bit about the comeback story. Do you have any thoughts on that, just on the spot here?
Yeah. I mean, we've been here before, right? And I think obviously you look at games and it's not common for a game to relaunch and turn things around. It has been done. And I feel optimistic because we have actually gone through this exact same thing, right? So for us, obviously we wish we were in a better spot and we wish that things were crushing it on day 1. But with Splitgate 1, these things take time. You have a fun game, but there's a lot more to figuring out what does the community want. Like, okay, we got good gunplay, we got good movement, but there's so much more that just like testing internally, it's just not going to get you what you need. And so with Splitgate 1, did a launch in 2019, had a fun game on day 1, but had a lot to learn and had a lot to improve. And after a couple of years of just iterating based on feedback, we eventually got the game into a really good state. And sure enough, the relaunch of Splitgate 1 went really well. And so we're hoping that is what we're able to do this time. And it worked for us in the past. And so that's kind of the playbook we're running this time again.
Love it. I saw something. Let's see. I'm going to scroll up here. Does the shotgun for the Meridian do 50% in one hit or more than 50%? We're going to find out right now, but I want to say it hits more than 50% of health, depending on fall-off damage, that sort of thing.
I believe it's slightly more, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is one of the big changes to this map. You'll notice there's a launch portal. Maybe, Jesse, you can show that.
On it.
Oak houses on the other team. It's going to be sweaty. But yeah, we got a lot of good changes. This whole back portal wall, I think, really helps the flow from like downstairs to upstairs.
Yep.
Alright, I'm going B.
Will this game remain on Xbox? Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Of course,
Xbox,
yeah.
PlayStation, PC. Maybe I was gonna say Nintendo 64, but for legal reasons, that was a joke.
Ouch.
Also, go ahead, just for the viewers here, I'll shoot the Meridian Shotgun a few times. If you're familiar with how fast it has been shooting and stuff like that, this is the new charge up time. So significantly faster. One thing we saw a lot of is the shotgun hits hard, but it's, you know, it's hard to adjust the timing alongside when it's actually going to shoot. So that is a bit of, you know, how it behaves now. And
I think it also helps, I'll say, like with the time to kill being ever so slightly longer, it just allows us to have a little more flexibility for it to be a 2-shot kill. That was one of the tricky things before, was like, you make it a 2-shot kill with the previous time to kill, it's like pretty much worthless. So still a lot of balancing work to do, but I think it's in a pretty good spot for the first time. And it's just a lot more fun to use. Like I found the previous like 1-shot, it was like very frustrating because it's all or nothing. So like if I'm using it and I miss a shot, like that doesn't feel good. And similarly, if I'm on the receiving end, like it never feels good to get 1 shot, you know, especially when it's not a power weapon. So
yep.
Oh my
I'm checking
god.
out the Arrows
Cows is just
bolt.
destroying me right now.
I'm checking out the Arrows punch pistol, the bolt pistol, and the Meridian Shotgun, and it's pretty fun to like swap back and forth.
I'm really liking the Arrows burst rifle. Been using it a lot.
Oh, nice. I'm a carbine enjoyer, but that is very fair. It does feel pretty good. Map changes are already in. Good stuff, gentlemen. Thank you. It's really nice seeing, you know, more meaningful portal walls. You know, it's a bit of feedback that we've seen a lot of. So yeah, we're excited to get your feedback on all of that. I was just working on a post playtest survey. It's like 40 questions, so it's a little hefty, but we really want all the feedback we can get. We've added more portal walls on every map in the playtest, which is 5 maps in total, and we are just very excited.
And I think there's also some good ones. It's not just more. It's like some of them are a little bit bigger, so you can hit additional angles easier. We've got more portal jumps as well that I think just allow for that kind of like freedom of mobility and just doing sick plays that you really couldn't do in previous iterations. So, but we will see. You'll have to tell us, is this enough? Is it too much? I think it's in a good spot, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Jesse, maybe during this game or after this game, you can walk the viewers through the new loadout UI to kind of showcase the flexibility of not being able to mix and match different weapons and items.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Ouch.
It's very nice. One of my favorite things, honestly, like just excluding just the more customability for like a weapons point of view, but the 3rd perk slot I think does wonders. I really like the additional slot there.
3 is also just a nice number.
3 is also a nice number.
Feels more right than 2.
Yeah, nice and even, you know, it's a good number.
Exactly. Prime. Love prime numbers.
True, there you go. Let's see, and I'm scrolling through chat. Once again, if you guys have any questions, please throw it out there. If we can answer it, we would absolutely love to be able to do that.
Yeah, and also if there's any guns you want us to use, like,
yeah,
we can showcase some of the changes. Like the automatics, the recoil is quite a bit different. I think we showed that pretty well in the video, but if you missed our video, recoil is a lot better, a lot more fun, less shaky.
Yeah, it feels very smooth. That's how you use the shotgun, ladies and gentlemen. Using a Sabrask smoke. I mean, in this playtest, no longer Sabrask, but a smoke grenade with the with the Meridian shotgun. It's just really fun to mix and match, what we have available in the game. You really liking the TTK? Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad that you're enjoying that. Yeah, Ian, I believe this is at 20%. Is that correct?
Approximately.
Okay.
Every gun, we rebalanced everything, but it is more or less 20%. Some might be 18 or 22, right? But, yeah.
Oh, I did not slide there. Unfortunate. How do you plan to balance? This is a good question. How do you plan to balance feedback from this playtest with the understanding the majority will be large Splitgaters? That's a really good question. I think, first and foremost is receiving that feedback. We want as much of it as we can get. As for balancing and sort of making, for a harsh word, making decisions based off of the feedback. Ian or Matt, if you guys have any insight, that'd be great to hear.
Yeah. Sorry, real quick, Matt, are you gonna join or are you still struggling?
I'm still keep going. I'll let you know when I'm there.
Okay.
Sorry.
He'll be ready when we end. He'll be ready when we end.
And Jesse, maybe you can show some of the UI while we're talking.
On it right now.
I think it's a great question. It's something we still struggle with and ask ourselves, because right now the people playing the playtest are the more hardcore fans, right? And we could absolutely make this game and only listen to the loud people and then totally abandon everybody else, and we don't want to do that, obviously. So it's a balance. I mean, I think the way we're looking at it is just the more feedback, the merrier. So getting feedback from the hardcore community, that's great. That's an extremely important part. I mean, the most important part, right? But also at the end of the day, we have to go with our gut. That's kind of my fallback is make changes, take into account the feedback from everybody. Ultimately, though, we're going to go with our gut. So not a great answer, but there's not really an easy solve here other than, you do the best you can, you get as many opinions as possible, and ultimately you go with your gut on what you think is best for the game.
And just to add to that, I'll say when we announced the changes that we'd be testing in this playtest, it seemed we generally got a positive reaction, which is very validating to see from our perspective, which is why we test these things in the first place, to see if our intuition is in line with what the community expects. And obviously, the community is never going to 100% agree, but we want to make sure that we're pleasing as many people as possible. So yeah, as Jesse said, please keep the feedback coming and everything helps.
Oh, let's go. It's Jay. I actually don't even know, but Jay Bowen Demand. I think I said that right.
Yep.
I watch every single one of his YouTube videos. You guys should absolutely.
Same. Yeah, absolutely. I saw Rod is also on the other team. Everybody loves Rod.
Of course. Rod is hilarious.
That dude is the mascot of 1047.
True.
If we were a basketball team, he would be the mascot for sure.
That's a good way to look at it.
Are we getting larger maps like on Splitgate 1 and Splitgate 2 in the future? That's a good question.
Yes, actually, we've got a few maps we're working on now that we'll probably be playtesting once they're a little bit further along, but one of them is the biggest map in Arena that we've ever made. I think that's safe to say, right?
I'd say so,
yeah.
Well, you already said it, so... yeah.
Well, I mean, you agree, right?
I'm just
trying
kidding.
to think,
I do agree.
is it the biggest? Probably.
I think so. I do think so. Yeah, very excited for the maps that we have coming. And again, moving forward with our maps, that's 3 of them. Meaningful placements for portal walls. We've heard that loud and clear. Again, to sort of reiterate, we've done that for this playtest. For instance, this is a new portal wall right here up above. We want these meaningful placements to be impactful, and we're thinking of that as we move forward with future maps and maps that are already in development, such as the 5 in this playtest. Rod is hiding like a baby. Okay, nice. and he plans to do an ultra performance mode that removes crowds. That's interesting. I don't know if we are planning on something like that.
I think we're adding a slider for crowds, I want to say.
That we are doing that for audio, I believe, at the very least. I don't know about anything.
Wasn't that what he just added? Did he add? He said ultra performance that removes crowds.
Yeah, I guess I was. Yeah, I guess I was thinking more so like visibly, but I guess most of the performance has come from an audio perspective.
Yeah.
So,
well, I actually maybe if you can clarify the question, because the crowds don't really affect performance. Pretty sure.
You might not be smart enough for this question, unfortunately, but we will see. We'll see if I catch the.
It shouldn't impact performance. I mean, no more than any audio.
Sure. Interesting question here. Any chance you could add the accessibility to allow us to select different colors of our 2 portals?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know if we've actually thought
interesting.
about that.
Never say
Never
never.
say never. Jinx. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Cool.
I guess turning on the colorblind filter technically does that, but
I think
not
most
as
of they want.
customizable is what they're
Yeah,
asking.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's something that we'll look into at the very least.
Well, I'm thinking maybe we could do. I mean, we have the character color change, right? So it probably wouldn't be too hard to do it on portals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a huge shift.
All right. I say we do maybe one more game, and then we will go ahead and get ready to rate an MVP. So, Matt,
Let's
are you
try
good to go,
Splitball.
or have you just been chilling? That's a great idea. We should definitely do Splitball. Big change for Splitball, to anyone who doesn't know. We are now, for this playtest, the ball holder in Splitball will not be able to portal. Or rather, let me reiterate that. They cannot place portals. So if you want to portal with the ball, somebody else will have to place it for you, essentially.
Yeah, so you can still use teammates portals, which I
Yeah.
actually quite enjoy because now you're kind of incentivized to actually work with your team instead of just like constant chaos.
Yeah. I think it plays pretty well, and I think in the video that we pushed the other day, Ian, when we announced the playtest, testing something internally versus externally can be vastly different depending on how many
Totally.
players we have, how those players perform in the game. So feedback is absolutely going to be everything.
Nice. We got Academy.
Nice.
I would say
Beautiful.
this map has the biggest changes to portal walls. I think like this map for me personally went from like one of my least favorite maps to one of my favorite maps.
Cardinal.
You have a fan.
Yo. Oh, what's up, Warp? What's up, man?
It's going well. So it's good to be back.
Hell yeah.
I'll be sure to leave plenty of feedback, but I like the
Thank
direction.
you.
Yeah, please do. I appreciate it.
Let's see. I've seen a couple of good questions here. Will stats and progressions remain upon the official relaunch?
Yes.
Cool. Nice, quick, easy answer. And then there was another one that I thought was good as well. What's your philosophy on making each weapon feel necessary and worth using? So, for example, why would someone pick one assault rifle over the other?
I mean, I think every single gun needs to feel different, right? I try to have variety. I think like you want to have a balance of like familiarity and also like gimmicks. So I'd say for assault rifles, when you play a game like Call of Duty, there's so many different assault rifles. I think 3 is plenty for our game. I do like the fact that they all feel a little bit different. Same as like the semi-autos, the carbines.
Yep.
But I also like the fact that like we have shotguns that play very differently. We have SMGs that play very differently, right? So like having the shotguns where you sort of have these totally different archetypes of an auto shotty, a pump shotty, a charge shotty. I really like that. But for something like an assault rifle, having a little bit of variety is good, but I still think an AR should feel like an AR. Maybe one has slightly more recoil, maybe one has slightly faster fire rate, but it should still feel pretty familiar to anyone picking it up.
Well said. And yeah, that's something that, you know, I really enjoyed from a design point. Oh, I just tried the portal with the split ball. That's so funny. From a design point, right? You know, when we were heading in the direction of factions, we needed the weapons to feel familiar, but also vastly different. And I think with that, you know, should factionless be the official way that we go, we'll still have that variety for, you know, every player to experience, which is wonderful.
And I like it too because it's actually quite a bit more variety. Like for me, I typically would play Sabrask, but some of my favorite guns are like the Arrows Burst Rifle, or like the Meridian AR is my. Well, actually, I'd probably say Sabrask AR is still my favorite. But you know, now I actually get to play with any gun I want, and I mix it up way more. I find myself just using more of the kit. So
yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2.
How do you guys feel about introducing advanced tutorials for players that end up wanting to learn how to portal more efficiently, extra movement options, etc.?
Again, I'd say that's probably one of those things. It's like definitely we should do it. It's only going to help, right? It's just a question of priorities. So I think we do want to rework our current tutorial probably. I think that could be improved, and then in the future doing something more advanced. I think Rocket League is actually a great example. And for those who don't know, our new design director Josh was the game director at Rocket League, so we've learned a lot from him. But I think Rocket League, I really like the way they had the advanced drills to really hone in on aerials. And I could imagine us doing something similar with portals.
And actually, our first alpha, we had that tutorial that was relatively similar to what you're explaining, which I think we had pretty positive feedback.
The video one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what we've learned is there's kind of a use case for both, right? Like you want your first tutorial to be really simple and fast and just like get into the game, but then that doesn't necessarily teach you everything you need to know, and so there's a use case for something more advanced. And I think our current tutorial is sort of in an awkward in-between, so we'll see.
Yeah, well said.
Ooh, baby, a triple with the chat.
Nice.
How do you play the playtest again? Is it from private preview thing in Steam? No, it's going to be on Steam only, and you are able to opt into the beta. I believe it's called August Playtest. On our blog, and I think it's also pinned to our Twitter and, of course, Discord, there will be step-by-step instructions if my brief answer was not enough for you there.
Yeah, all you gotta do is go to Splitgate 2 beta in your Steam library, right-click, go down to Properties, go to Betas, and change the beta participation name to August Playtest. But as Jesse said, we have instructions on our socials on how to do that as well.
Oh, that was smart. Warp Sonic just had a portal in the floor and he just shot it in to score through the portal.
Nice. I love those, dude. When that can happen, I love that.
Well,
Yeah.
you just ragdolled into the ceiling.
Let's see here. Continuing to browse through. Is there any alternative to countdown timers? You hate having to keep looking at recharging bar to know when you can use grenades, etc. Oh, for like a UI adjustment. I don't have any specifics there. But I can certainly pass that along to the UI team. Sydney, who's part of our UI team, unfortunately I forget the proper title.
She's
is it UX
UI UX
director?
director. Yep.
UI,
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, she's great. She made up like a 60-page document.
She
you
is
know.
phenomenal. And I'll
Yeah.
just say that's another person that we didn't have on the team until like 2 months before launch, and so she helped us get to the finish line. But like, the stuff she's working on right now, it's not in the game yet. It's still in the kind of like prototyping and just and in many cases just, you know, a concept. But man, the UI is going to be on a different level when we relaunch this game.
Yep.
Yeah, she's awesome. Incredibly gifted.
Yeah. No, she's fantastic. Any chance the base character skins will get more color variants, such as cyan, pink, violets, etc.? I suppose on that one, never say never. You know, again, I think it sort of comes down to our priority list. But as always, you know, customizability is always extremely important to us. So, you know,
Yeah.
I guess my
I
answer there
will
would just be never
say,
say never.
yeah, we haven't. I don't think. I mean, Matt, you would actually know. I don't think we've done anything with additional colors. But one thing we have done is we're trying to, well, for one, explain Proelium better, but also have more use cases for it. And so, like right now, you can use Proelium to upgrade mythics or to have different variants of certain skins. And we're definitely exploring like more ways to get Proelium and more ways to spend it.
Yeah, to add to that, I think Proelium has been harder to access as of right now, but we want it to become more progression driven, which means giving players more opportunities to actually earn it and spend it on a wider range of rewards. And so color variants of base skins is potentially one way to do that. So that's definitely something we've thought about. As Jesse said, it's a matter of prioritization, but we are definitely investing in making sure that players have more rewards to get access to by just playing the game.
Yeah, just rewarding
Perfect.
grinding more. And even outside of Proelium, I think that's a big focus of ours for the relaunch is like having more things to grind for. You know, when we launched, there was very little to grind for, and then we added the mastery camos, you know, a month later, which was nice, but even that, it's like there's just needs to be more on the progression side.
Cells just sort of browsing the chat here. Game changers look interesting so far. Academy definitely looks more fun to move around on. Is there any ETA on a fix for the lab? I know that the lab is always something that we've been updating, you know, consistently, always looking into. The lab is an extremely important part of Splitgate 2, especially right now. You know, the community maps have been incredible. We've been loving the playlists that we've been able to do with that. I would say
What's
if you have
wrong
any,
with the lab? Sorry, what's the bug?
it's been pretty big. All I have here is it's been painful to build on since that update on the 1st. So I would say, yeah, throw. I'm
yeah,
sure
if you
this
can give
is
us more
probably
specifics. I know there are a few bugs on in the lab we have tracked that have been fixed, but yeah, I'd love to know what he's referring to.
GG.
yeah, GG.
GG.
Yeah,
I'm
would
gonna
love
have
to
get
hear
used
that.
to not.
Oops.
Oh, moving objects in the lab. I'm not familiar with that particularly, but we can definitely look into it. That's just not quite my area anyway. But like Ian said, there's definitely bugs that we have that we're working on that just aren't fixed quite yet. So definitely something that will escalate to the team and make sure that we're
Yeah,
aware
if you
of
can
it.
share a video too, that's like the most helpful thing is like videos or pictures. Text is good too, but like videos are great because then it's just like, all right, here's the bug. Oh, okay, easy. This is what it's supposed to do. But without knowing what you're referring to, I am aware of a few bugs with the lab that have been fixed. So hopefully whatever you're referring to is one of those.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're at 40 minutes. I'm gonna keep playing whether we stream or not. What's the game plan, Jesse and Matt? Are we gonna keep going? Are we raiding somebody? What do we want to do?
I think the plan has been to raid an MVP, but I of course will also continue playing. So I think that's what we'll do. You know, a big part of the community, like we were saying earlier with community maps, is our MVP program. So I'd love to throw some love to one of our MVP streamers who are on the game.
Okay, let's do it.
Do it.
Heck yeah.
Cool. Well, let's see here. Do you have any suggestions, Cal? Oh, actually, yeah. Do you have any suggestions,
Does.
Cal?
We're just talking to the ether.
Sorry, I'm hearing voices in the shadows, chat. I guess you can't hear Cal anymore. Yeah, cool. Yeah, we can go ahead and raid. We'll go ahead and raid cows. He is
Oh,
a
hold on. Nicholas is here. He wants to say hi. We're about to raid somebody.
hi, Nick. There he is.
And we
Looks like
actually
he's going
we've
to his
got,
first day of school.
we've got Steve here as well. Steve, say hi to the chat. We've been it's actually been really fun. The last couple weeks we've had Steve, who's our awesome director of game engineering. He actually did map creator for Splitgate 1. And he did slide, and I don't know what else he did, all sorts of things.
A lot.
And then Nick, our of course fearless leader, our CTO and co-founder, who basically does everything and anything. And yeah, so but they've been here the last couple weeks, and we're a remote company, but we've been working in person, and it's been very productive and very fun. So
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. Love that.
Anyway.
All right. Well, without further ado, we'll go ahead and raid Cows, one of our MVP streamers. He's a very good player, very portal savvy. So if you're looking to learn how to use these new portal walls efficiently, Cows will be the one to show you the best, for sure.
Heck yeah.
Cool. Cal, do we have